How's it going, everybody? It's Tnums again, and I've got an interesting one for you today. This is my gym run team that I put together with a little bit of inspiration from the Typhlosion strategy, but you know how I like to do things here. I do things my own way. So, I've still got a Torkoal for setting Sun, but all he does is come in and explode. Max attack, minimum speed, come in, set the Sun, boom, do some damage. And then here's where the team changes. Because most people are using Cottony, Prankster, but Crobat here is one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. Speed nature, just in case. I need to do the math on that later. I might be able to build him different, but for now it's just 31 speed, not really worrying about anything else. Trained in speed and attack, and it's got Tailwind and U-turn. Comes in, uses Tailwind, Torkoal explodes. If it happens to live, I can U-turn out to start the strategy again, and it usually works out fine. Little side note I forgot in the original recording is the Crobat is inner focus, so it can't be flinched. I think it's a Mineshaw or might be a Medicham or something that has a fake out and was killing my low level Cottony, which is kind of what inspired the idea for a different Tailwind setter. And Crobat can't be hit by fake out, so you always get your Tailwind off. But back to the video. And then here's where the strategy becomes my own. I've got Flareons, and they're Life Orb Flareons. Both modest, both trained in special attack and speed, but here's where they're different. One IV, 31 speed on the first one, so I know it's first, 30 speed on the second one, so I know it's second, and then we got Houndoom here, whose speed stat ends up one below that, 227, 228, 229. All three using Life Orbs, so they can use whatever moves they need to. And then here's my strategy for you. What I've been running is a Lava Plume Flash Fire strategy with my Flareons here, and Houndoom in the back also having Flash Fire, so he can take the Lava Plumes when he comes in for extra coverage. But yeah, my Flareons hit each other with Lava Plume, boosting their fire type moves, and then clear the board just like the Eruption strategy with Typhlosion. It's a little weaker than the Eruptions, but I have Life Orb. I have multiple things I can do with this set of Flareons and my Houndoom as well. So I've got Rain Dance on the faster one, allowing me to set the weather to rain and use a rain-powered Weather Ball water-type attack from my other Flareon to be able to take out certain threats. They've both got Hyper Voice, which is a 90 power base normal type move that just hits pretty much anything except for a ghost type. And then Synchronoise. Synchronoise, you may not have even heard of. I didn't before until I was just starting to research for my own strategy. And Synchronoise will hit Pokemon of the same type as its user for a 120 base power psychic attack. So you use Synchronoise on anything that has fire in its typing, and it only gets resisted as psychic would. Synchronoise hits all adjacent Pokemon, so everything on the field. But Houndoom over here is a dark type. He's immune to psychic type attacks, so he's okay. And both my Flareons can take a Synchronoise, possibly two Synchronoises each, before going down. So even the fire type gyms, I can just Synchronoise through. It's a really cool strategy. And then you look at Houndoom's moveset, he's got amazing extra coverage. He's got Heat Wave and Snarl. Both will hit just the enemies with Stab. A little inaccurate, but he's generally not even used. He's got Instant Solar Beam in the Sun, and then he's got Thunderfang for extra coverage as well. Whenever I switch Houndoom in, if the Flareons are in the middle of doing their Lava Plume strategy, it's fine. It just powers up Houndoom's Heat Wave. And then if I'm using a Synchronoise on one of my Flareons, I can switch over to Houndoom and have Synchronoise not affect my side of the field at all and hit two fire types on the opposing team for 120 base power damage. It's a really fun strategy I've been messing around with. And maybe some of you will give it a try too. Let me know in the comments below if you plan on it. And I'm going to finish this video with just a couple clips showing off how it handles Flash Fire Pokemon. Maybe show it clearing out the fire type gym leaders real quick. I don't know. I just wanted to do something different. That's kind of my thing. Thanks, guys. Well, I did a quick gym run, and Flannery is definitely the best example for this. She has pretty much everything going on in this fight except for the Weather Ball strategy with Rain Dance, but that's really only used to take down Heatran, I believe, because Synchronoise does ridiculously low damage against Heatran. But you start this battle just like any other gym run team. with Torkoal lead and use Explosion on it, and then Crobat using Tailwind to raise speed of the team. That leaves those two with a little bit of health, so you just bring in the Flareons and clean them up. Neither of those two had Flash Fire, so you can use Lava Plume, doesn't matter. And then here's where the issue comes in for a Typhlosion team. Flannery starts using Flash Fire Pokemon. And I actually didn't realize until this run, but she uses 4 of them in a row. So here's where Synchronoise comes in. Synchronoise being that 120 base power psychic move that's going to hit the same type as the user. So it's going to hit my Flareons as well, but only once each, so they're both going to be able to live with pretty decent health. And then she's only got 2 Pokemon left now. But that's where the really interesting part comes in. She brings a Houndoom, which, if you remember from earlier, is immune to Synchronoise. So I use Hyper Voice on these two, and it cleans them up with pretty much perfect amount of damage. So that's essentially what this gym run team is about. The only thing I really didn't show was Houndoom's extra coverage moves and that Weather Ball water type strategy. Let me know what you think. I've been using this gym team for a while and it's a lot of fun and different from the norm.